would our, so first of all, are these two triangles congruent? Do we have enough information? Okay. What would be, if I call this triangle ABC, what order do we need to write the letters in here for the other triangle? In other words, what point corresponds to A? E does, right? See how they're in the same position on the triangle? So A corresponds to E. D corresponds to B. Yeah, A, E, D, and C corresponds to itself. Okay. What triangle congruence theorem would we be using to prove that they were congruent? In other words, which of these four things here will tell us? Angle, side? I agree. Because we know those guys are congruent, right? Because they're vertical. As a matter of fact, we could even go full proof on this if we wanted. Like say that these guys are congruent and the reason vertical angles. I'm not going to right now. We're just going to informally write the. So this is by. We said it was angle, side. So angle, side. But we could do a full, you understand what I'm saying? We could do a full statements, reasons thing here. We'd say, so angle B and angle D are congruent. Angle B is congruent to angle D. And our reason would be given, right? Because they put it on the diagram. And so what do we call this angle right here? What do you can't call it C. There's too many angles there at C. ACB? We can call it that. ACB. So ACB is congruent. Now let's go in the right order. What point corresponds to A? E does, right? So this would be angle ECD, right? And the reason is vertical, right? We got statements, we got reasons. And the side here, we know AB is congruent to, so AB, E, D. What's our reason? Yeah, they gave it to us. And so that's true. Triangles congruent. And the reason is angle, side. We just did a formal proof. Ha, 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 ha. I snuck the statements and the reasons to you. How are we doing on this? Let me get a little thumb reading here. Show me. Okay, so we got halfways, a lot of halfways. We got some mildly up. We got some totally. We got some. All right. So let me find out exactly what's lost here. Okay. So did everybody put the letters on the diagram number 5 so we can look at it? Okay. Ask me a question. Okay, does this make sense that I said that these angles are congruent and that they were on the diagram? It was given to us. And that these were congruent because they're vertical. And that these were congruent because it was, again, given, marked on the diagram. See how the angle, it's not, the side that we know is not between the two angles? That's why it's this one and not this one. Okay. Is what bothers you the overall idea that we can prove triangles are congruent with such little information? The difference between this versus this? Okay, so this one, we know one side and the angles on either side of them. This one, we know two sides and one angle. That's the whole difference. That's all. They both are enough to prove that the triangles are congruent. Shall we look at another problem? Let's try that. No? No, you're never